Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. We're high up in Left-Hand Fork Canyon. A little bit of haze or smoke in the air. This is kind of the first weekend a lot of people started camping, so I bet there were quite a few campfires down in the canyon last night. Getting out on a quick shed hunt. I don't know about how quick. I probably have about 4 hours. And I got to my first set of cliffs here, so I got to just kind of work around and skirt this until I can find a way to get up. Once I get up on that bench, there's another set of cliffs probably 400 yards up the hill. I got to figure out how to get around those, and then that's going to get me to where I want to actually shed hunt today. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's an absolutely beautiful day. It's supposed to be like 58 or 59. Could not ask for a prettier day. Might get warm enough today the snakes start coming out. This canyon's kind of known for rattlesnakes. Not my favorite thing, but anyway, we'll just watch where we put our hands and feet and see if we can find some sheds. All right, we made it. We're on that bench I wanted to get to. I'm not going to show you what I just came up. I mean, this is looking over the edge, because my wife watches these videos and I don't think she would be very happy. That was pretty sketchy. In fact, I'm going to look for another way down, because it'll be worse trying to go down when you can't see where your feet are going. But man, what a view from up here. Holy cow. I haven't really been looking for sheds yet. I just wanted to get here. We're now finally at the spot where I want to actually really start looking. I got about 2 hours I can spend up here before I need to head down. So, see if we can find something. No sheds so far. And man, I thought we would find one. It just feels like an area we should find some. A lot of sage up here, a lot of this buckbrush, cedars. And nobody's been up here. I mean, it's not just there's no boot tracks. I haven't seen a single piece of trash. No cans, no bottles, no wrappers. And usually when you're in an area where people are going, it's trashy, unfortunately. So I don't think very many people have been up here in a long time. Of course, maybe that should tell me something, right? But anyway, I'm stopping to have a snack. Trying to get a little salt in me. We're going with, this is the Great Value brand Peanut Butter Indulgence Trail Mix. It's one of my favorites. It's got a little salt in it and quite a bit of sweet in it. Just look at that view. I got about an hour left before I have to start heading down, because it's going to be about a 2-hour hike down to the bottom. So hopefully we can find something the next hour after I finish this snack. Looks like we took a ride on the old skunk train today. Heading back down, I'm probably 3/4 of the way back to the car, at least 2/3. And I'm back down to the area now where a lot of people hiking here. So I doubt we'll find anything. I've always wanted to get up there where I went today, and now I know I can get in there. I wasn't sure if you could get around those cliffs, but I found a way up, and then on the way down I actually took a little bit different route that wasn't quite as sketchy. So anyway, I know 2 ways I can get up in there now. I can't stay all day. We've got a commitment this afternoon. It takes so long to get back there. It's really a place where you need all day. I really feel like if I had another 2 to 3 hours up in there where I was, I think we'd have found a shed. There was quite a bit of sign, and again, nobody'd been in there. But it is what it is. I'm thankful I got to get out. I'm thankful I got to see God's country. I'm thankful for the weather. The weather's beautiful today. So I thought I would wrap this up with the Minute on the Mountain and the channel shout out. The Men on the Mountains come from Matthew chapter 5. We're doing a sermon series right now at church on the 6 antitheses of Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, the second half of the Sermon on the Mount. First week we did was called anger management. Second week, which is coming up this week, is on lust. Now, Jesus said, "You have heard the commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I tell you, anyone who has even looked lustfully at a woman has already committed adultery with her in his heart." And man, that's super convicting for me. I had a period in my life about 13 years ago where I struggled with lust, struggled with watching pornography. So grateful that my wife was courageous and confronted me on it, and I brought some guys into my life and removed a lot of triggers, and God's given me victory. But Jesus gives us some ideas on how to combat that in that same passage a little bit later in chapter 5. He says, if your right eye offends you, gouge it out. And if your right hand, even your strong hand, causes you to sin, cut it off. Now, I believe Jesus was talking in hyperbole. I don't think we're really supposed to gouge out our eye or cut off our hand, because we all know we could have one eye and still lust. But I think Jesus is trying to drive home the point of how serious this is and what lengths you need to be willing to go to eliminate the threat and not play with it. So I don't think you need to cut out your eye or cut off your hand, but what do you need to cut out? What causes you temptation in this area? Maybe it's apps on your phone you need to get rid of. I don't have Instagram or TikTok on my phone. I just don't need that added temptation. That's one of the reasons I did a YouTube channel. So I wanted to bring some decent content to YouTube. There's so much just trash even on YouTube, so much pornographic stuff. So as much as I'd hate to see you not be around, if it's going to keep you from sinning, get rid of YouTube. And then don't just cut stuff out, but replace it with something that leads to life. Replace it with a Bible app on your phone, or with a great podcast, something that's going to give you encouragement. Maybe it means cutting out going to the gym. I had to quit going to the gym. I just work out from home now. It never failed that when I would be on an elliptical or on a treadmill doing cardio, one of the more attractive ladies in the whole gym would come and run right in front of me. I mean, it happened so many times. And I would catch my eyes wandering to her, and I just had to quit going. Now again, I'm not saying that everyone needs to quit going to the gym. There's nothing wrong with going to the gym, but if that's a source of temptation for you, cut it out. God would say, I'd rather you enter the kingdom of heaven 10 pounds overweight than have your whole shredded body be cast into hell. So anyway, that's the Men on the Mountain for today. It's just such an issue that all men struggle with. I mean, women do too. The fastest growing segment of people getting stuck on porn are women, which is crazy to me. But particularly for guys, where we're just visual creatures, it's such an issue. So eliminate the triggers in your life. Get a couple of buddies who can help hold you accountable, who can encourage you, who can check in on see how you're doing. And if any of you would want me to do that for you, I'd be happy to do it. Thanks for coming along today, guys. I'm going to wait till I get down to a little more flat part. You can probably see I keep stumbling trying to hold this camera out on the steep stuff. And we'll wrap this up with the channel shout out.